Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery when it's not? It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Do you ever notice they always tell you to buy, but they never tell you to sell? They never tell you to sell. Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand. When you buy a stock, and if all you do is buy, and you never sell short to make money where they're going down, you have to be so good. That means you got to buy the companies that are always going up. Nobody's that good. Nobody could possibly be that good. You got to make money just like you make money when you buy a stock. You got to make money when a stock goes down. That's how you even the playing field. That's how professionals make money. They make money going up and make money going down. But they don't tell you that. They just want you to try to make money going up. They don't want you to make money going down because they make that money on you. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Learn how to short stocks at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from 1.5 trillion to 5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated, and it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgage to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You know, every day we read in the paper or we hear on radio or TV how the market is rigged. So what? It's rigged to go up, not to go down. You know this market hasn't pulled back 10%, not 10% since 2011, and you're not in this market. You want the market to be rigged. All you got to know is when to get out before it blows up. That's why you become a gang member, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the Hot Stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
I think we knew the currency in U.S. dollar was going to be a bit of a headwind. I think we knew China was slowing. If that's news to you, you've been in a coma for a while. I think what we saw is some selling momentum into this name as people sold winners, which was a very clear pattern across the tail end of 2015. And then that got enough downside momentum that it didn't really pick up as quickly as we thought.
And everybody's talking about China. Everything's selling off because of China. That's not true. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. The market's down again. It hit 400 points, now down 377. Let me give you my number, one of the most important numbers you can get. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. Denise is there to pick up your calls. So isn't Steven. Join my gang. How long have you been hearing me on this show every day telling you, why aren't you shorting stocks? If you're in a 401k mutual fund, you're not allowed to short stocks, especially individual stocks. You're not allowed to put stops in. But the biggest thing, you're not allowed to make money when your market goes down. You just sit there and you just have to keep calling your broker and keep asking, what do we do? And he won't let you sell short a stock. We talk about this every day. We started to short this market back in May of this year. So unless you learn how to short a market, learn how to short a stock, you're never going to be able to retire comfortably. You'll never be able to accumulate enough money. You can't. It's impossible. Let's talk about China. All we're hearing about is China. We're hearing about, well, it's the circuit breakers. They set their circuit breakers so the morning opens in China. Every morning market opens. It's only open for 20 minutes. Bam, they hit the circuit breakers and you can't trade anymore in China. So every morning they have a little window of opportunity. 20 minutes you can unload your stocks. And as soon as you start unloading your stocks, boom, it stops and the market's down. Here in the United States, 350 points. Then we stop going down. Then we start going down a little further. We start coming back up, go down a little further. This is the narrative. It's China. It's those darn circuit breakers. So this afternoon they announced, well, they're not going to have the circuit breakers anymore. What does that mean now? That window of opportunity, everybody's just going to come in and dump everything tomorrow morning. We're going to be down 1,000 points? No. Then they told us it was North Korea. That's the other reason. The bomb, the big bomb. Another reason why we're down 300 points in the morning. Let me tell you. Yes, it's a catalyst. But I want you to think in terms of this. Think of the United States stock market as a whole bunch of gasoline. It's in a barrel of gasoline just sitting there, and there's a match overhanging it, and the match is China. But they're the catalyst. But what caused this barrel of gasoline? What made this barrel so dangerous? That's what you got to think about. It's not China. It's not North Korea. It's our politicians lying to us, saying the economy's doing well when it's not. The reason the market was down 300 points the other day in the opening is not because of circuit breakers, because we have lousy jobs. This morning, the reason why I was down 300 points is not because of the circuit breakers, it's because Macy is announcing they're closing 40 stores because people do not have enough money. They don't have enough money. People aren't making enough money if they pay all their bills, especially the Obamacare. When they pay their premiums, they don't have enough money left over to go shop at Macy's or any other retail store. It's not the circuit breakers. It's our economy. It's terrible, but nobody will owe up to it. Here's Macy.
The nation's largest department store chain will cut about 4,800 jobs and close 40 locations. It's a move that will save about $400 million. Macy's will also consolidate regions and call centers. The cuts include 2,700 store employees, although about half will be moved elsewhere, and several back office and senior management positions.
Oh, that's because of the circuit breaker. That's the circuit breaker, China circuit breaker. Macy's, oh, did you hear the China circuit breaker? Well, we better lay off these people off. Let's close 40 stores. The reason we're opening up every morning down 300 points is because the U.S. government, under Obama, pays $420 billion in interest payments on our debt every year. That's one reason why we're down again 300 points when you open up in the morning. It's our $420 billion in interest payments on our debt. And the debt includes our national debt of the $19 trillion, plus our unfunded debt like Social Security, Medicare, public employees' pensions, and other liabilities which the government has committed to. The reason the market opens down 300 points, is because these ugly, catastrophic economic problems that we have, this debt I just talked about, are playing themselves out right now. Not the circuit breakers, right now. These liabilities. These liabilities are a ticking time bomb. They've been a ticking time bomb. Everything's been fake since 2009. Now they're primed to explode. Yes, China has the match. China's throwing the match in. But we just get lucky. The wind comes and knocks it out right before we explode. And what is that explosion? What's going to make that explosion? The $2 trillion that's been borrowed, that's all debt by the hedge funds since 2009 to keep buying stocks. But they're borrowing all that money to keep buying stocks. Now they got to pay it back. It's called margin debt. That's going to be when the match hits the gasoline. And then this market, it will go down so fast. See, it's not, we're not going down 300 points because of some stupid circuit breaker. It's these catastrophic liabilities that our Congress, our president has put us in. Our debt is a ticking time bomb. And remember, that time bomb keeps getting closer and closer, exploding with each new wave of retiring baby boomers. Every 1 second, 10 boomers retire. And then, of course, you got the medical costs to continue to rise every day. Medicare expense right through the roof. I mean, think about what's going on here. You got all of these retirees that are going to be pulling out of the marketplace, out of the economy, about $41 trillion. And then on top of that, you got the medical costs, all these medical costs that continue to go up, that rise right across the board, driving Medicare expenses right through the roof, Medicare, Medicaid. The other reasons the market opens down 300 points every morning is the U.S. national debt is now more than 5,000 times larger. 5,000 times larger than it was when the Federal Reserve was created back in 1913. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's the circuit breakers. You know, I'm so tired of our politicians. I'm so tired of the media. How they insist that the financial crisis of 2009 is over. It's all behind us. Yelling the same thing. It's all behind us. Everything is good now. We're right on track for a great recovery. When we're broke. Hey, we'll be right back. Join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Learn how to short a stock. We do it so easy.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Do you think gold is money?
No.
Gold's not money? You got to be kidding. That's Ron Paul asking Ben Bernanke. And of course, Ben Bernanke lied. Of course, gold is money. But here's what he doesn't want you to know. They've been suppressing gold, trying to push gold down because it competes with the dollar. The Federal Reserve doesn't sell gold. They sell dollars. Gold competes. Gold will dictate in a free market where interest rates should be. That's the last thing they want because they manipulate interest rates. Now, has your broker told you that? Has your planner told you that? No. Well, I told my gang that. I explained it to them, and we positioned ourselves to be in a perfect position for gold and copper as it dropped. That's why you want to join my gang, Phil's Gang. We're right on top of this. philsgang.com. Join today. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. I'm here to help you. I'm tired, and you should be tired, of listening to these financial shows like CNBC where they're all geniuses and they're always wrong. Look, stop worrying about the price to book and the price to sales and all the stuff they tell you think you need to know. You don't need to know any of that. Anybody can make money in the stock market using charts. It's about money flow. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Do you ever notice they always tell you to buy, but they never tell you to sell? They never tell you to sell. Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand. When you buy a stock, and if all you do is buy, and you never sell short to make money where they're going down, you have to be so good. That means you got to buy the companies that are always going up. Nobody's that good. Nobody could possibly be that good. You got to make money just like you make money when you buy a stock. You got to make money when a stock goes down. That's how you even the playing field. That's how professionals make money. They make money going up and make money going down, but they don't tell you that. They just want you to try to make money going up. They don't want you to make money going down because they make that money on you. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Learn how to short stocks at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? Philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95 buy. Become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Generally agree that monetary policy was not the main reason for the housing bubble.
What are you, nuts? Of course monetary policy was the reason for the housing bubble. That's Ben Bernanke. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. He's lying. Listen to this. In December 2000, interest rates were 6.5%. Within the next 30 months, Bernanke dropped them down to 1%. Because of that, mortgage originations grew from 1.5 trillion to 5 trillion. That was by the end of 2003. The housing bubble was inflated, and it was continued being fueled by his policies, which eventually we saw mortgages that grew from 28 trillion mortgage to 50 trillion. He lied. But here's the important thing. We were able to take advantage of that here at Phil's Gang, and we were able to make money because of it. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
They're talking about South Korea and discussions over North Korea's alleged test of the H-bomb, but the White House also saying that there is an understanding it will take China some time to implement market reforms, and that they have pressed China on the pace of those reforms.
Oh, yeah, it's the reforms. That's why we're down 400 points right now. That's why every morning we open the market, we're down 300, then we go down 400, and why we're off our highs, why the market's starting to collapse, because it's China. It's their, they got to get some reforms in there. It's those darn old circuit breakers. It's not our country. It's not the $420 billion we pay in interest. Nothing to do with that. Are you kidding me? I'm so tired of these politicians, so tired of the media, I'm so tired of these people that are, again, they just won't fess up and say we're broke. Our politicians won't come up and say we're broke. The U.S. is broke. Our cities, our towns, our states are broke. We always live on borrowed money. We live on borrowed money. And that's why every day, here we are down 408 points, I say to you, here's my number, 877-600-GANG. Call. Steve will answer the phone. Denise, sign up for 1 month. Let me show you how you can make a difference. If you're busy, you're working every day, then all you have to do is just sign up, and we'll show you how to use the index fund, the S&P. A group of 500 stocks. It's right in one bucket. And right now, if you were with me, you were a gang member, your return right now on the spiders going down right now is about 8%, 9%. But see, you're losing 9% in your 401k. Why do that? When all you have to do, and again, passive, you see it turns from green to red, I tell you, sell it short. How many times did I tell you about 4 weeks ago? I said to you, I know you're scared short. How about doing this? Why don't you buy SH? When the market, I said the market's going to start collapsing. Go in and start buying SH. Join the gang and buy SH. It's the inverse. Instead of saying I'm going to short the stock market, make money when it's going down, I'm scared to do that. I can buy. Think of just buying the inverse, the opposite. You buy what's called the symbol SH, called Pro Shares, just SH. Now, if you did that, right now, those Pro Shares are up. You'd be up, that's about 8% again, about 8%. Instead of losing 8%. So the point I'm making to you, you can just buy that index. There's hardly any cost at all compared to the cost of your 401k. Are you nuts? The cost there will kill you. It will kill you. Here, let me give you another one, and an individual stock that you can't do. If you're a gang member, Intel is now down in 5 days we sold it short is 8%. We have an 8% gain going down. We're so excited the market's collapsing because we're making money as it's going down. You're on the phone to your broker right now saying, what should we do? What should I do? What should I do? And the answer you're getting?
You're fine. You don't pay attention to the value of your house every day. You don't pay attention to your portfolio.
Yeah, don't pay attention to your portfolio, he says. You think they're going to pull you out? Why would they take you out when they get paid on how big the fund is? So if the fund is $10 million and everybody calls, and let's say that enough people called to drop the fund down to $8 million, you think they're going to do that for you? Of course not. They're going to make sure you have to stay in. You're fine. Because he gets paid not on the returns, but on how big the fund is. How ridiculous. So again, SH, you'd be up about 8%. How about an individual stock? I told you, Intel, 8%. Goldman Sachs, that's an individual. That's one of our 5 stocks. We're short. 15% return now because it's on its way down. Let me give you the number. 877-600-GANG. It works. And if you're real busy, instead of doing individual stocks, just stick with the one. Just stick with the one, SH. Here's what I want you to do. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Go to my homepage, and I have a wonderful video, brand new video that explains why this stock market is collapsing. Why is it collapsing? And a real reason, in real simple terms, not million dollar words, real simple. But let me explain this to you. See, the problem is people have no clue what national debt means. We need to make a reality show out of national debt. Then they'd understand it. But if we did that, there'd be a revolution by the middle class. There'd be a revolt. Debt. That's our problem. That's why the market opens down every morning 300-400 points. That's why this market is going to collapse. When our Congress, our politicians can't cover their bills from the income they're receiving through taxes, the shortfall is called a deficit. The average shortfall under Obama has been $1 trillion a year. Now let's put $1 trillion a year into perspective. If you count it from starting with number 1 to $1 trillion, 1, 2, 3, 4, nonstop, it would take you 32,000 years to get to 19 trillion. That's how big it is. If you had $1 trillion $10 bills and you tape them end to end, your money ribbon will become so long that it would actually be able to wrap it around planet Earth more than 380 times. It took 200 years, 44 presidents to reach an aggregate amount of deficits that equaled $19 trillion. However, what makes me really sick, Obama's contribution to the deficit toward $19 trillion was greater than all the other 44 presidents together over the last 200 years. How did our national debt that in 1974 was at $484 billion and is now approaching $19 trillion? How the hell did that happen? It's simple. It's called the Federal Reserve. Let's think about it. How can you go through World War I, World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam War, and have only a $484 billion in national debt? Then you go to 19 trillion, from 484 to 19 trillion. How the hell could that happen? The answer when I get back. The other answer, call 877-600-GANG and let Denise help you to sign up, or Stephen.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know what I hate about these guys on TV, these smart guys? They think they're really intelligent. The same guys who never told us to get out of the dot-com before it crashed or the housing com before it crashed. Listen to what this guy says about Apple.
Why you hold Apple is because Apple is in the transition mode. We are now focusing away from smartphone unit growth, and we're focusing on the user base and monetizing the user base.
God, you want to scream listening to this stuff. What are you, nuts? Who cares about focusing away from smartphone unit growth and then focus on unit base and focus on monetizing user base? Who cares about that? It doesn't matter. What counts is you should have been out of the stock when it turned from green to red. You would have a profit of 20%. Instead, following this dope, you're losing money. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Middle-class economics works.
Works? Where? Show me where it works. You tell us the unemployment rate is 5.1%, and you only get to 5.1% by making sure people don't have a job. Think of August. August, the unemployment rate went down to 5.1% because 200,000 people couldn't find a job. If they found a job, our unemployment rate would be at 10%. Isn't this amazing? Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Aren't you sick of this stuff? Aren't you sick of these politicians? They keep lying to us. You know, Wall Street does too. And how many times have you said, boy, I hate Wall Street. I hate the stock market. But that's the best place in the world to make money. But you need a lesson. You need a lesson on how to invest. That's where I come in. Join my gang, philsgang.com. It's the best teaching format in the country when you want to learn how to invest in stocks. philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're hitting a new year, and you should, at the same time, come in with a new attitude, a new philosophy that you're going to make money when the stock market goes down. That's right. This is the third bubble, and you don't think it's going to crash? The first bubble did. The dot-com, the second bubble, the housing and financial con. Why do you think the third bubble, which is twice as big as the two previous bubbles, is any different? It's not different. Matter of fact, it's worse. It's going to go down faster. The stock market is going to go down 50%. You're going to lose 50% of the money you have in the stock market. You're going to lose 45% of the equity you have in your home. You're going to lose 30% of the money you have in your savings. Yes, you are. Trust me. Join my gang, Phil's Gang, so that we can show you how to benefit, how to profit. But you can't just sit there and own a stock. You got to learn how to short the market. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
At St.Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's been taken care of. We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Do you think gold is money?
No.
Gold's not money? You got to be kidding. That's Ron Paul asking Ben Bernanke. And of course, Ben Bernanke lied. Of course, gold is money. But here's what he doesn't want you to know. They've been suppressing gold, trying to push gold down because it competes with the dollar. The Federal Reserve doesn't sell gold. They sell dollars. Gold competes. Gold will dictate in a free market where interest rates should be. That's the last thing they want because they manipulate interest rates. Now, has your broker told you that? Has your planner told you that? No. Well, I told my gang that. I explained it to them, and we positioned ourselves to be in a perfect position for gold and copper as it dropped. That's why you want to join my gang, Phil's Gang. We're right on top of this. philsgang.com. Join today. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, many people left the stock market after the crash, and here's why.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
And that's still going on. That's your planner. They don't represent you. They represent themselves, your money manager. But you have to make a change. You can't change them. You make the change. Join my gang, philsgang.com, so that we can take care of you. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
What's happening is that obviously China's direct impact on the American economy is not as big as some people might think, but China has a huge impact on developing economies that we...
Unbelievable. Here we go again. China. You know what has the impact on our economy? Is borrowing, being in debt, 19 trillion, another 126 trillion, paying almost $500 billion in interest a year, $484 billion in interest a year. That's what affects our economy. Here's what's really killed us. And by the way, let me give you my number, 877-600-GANG. Steve is there. The market's down 400 points. By the way, JetBlue, if you're with me, when it turned from green to red, JetBlue is now down about 19%. So you would be making money shorting JetBlue by simply knowing it turned from green to red on your PT2 down 19%. You've got to get rid of these 401ks, but before you do that, at least try this, see if it works. Now, the reason we ask, how did we get so broke? We went from $484 billion in 1974, our national debt was $484 billion to $19 trillion. And as I said, we went through World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and we still were only at $484 billion. How did we do it? It's simple. The answer was Nixon. He took us off the gold standard. And when he took us off the gold standard in 1971, the Federal Reserve, remember before, during that 1971 and before, they were restricted from printing money unless for every dollar they printed, they had to have $1 of gold. When they didn't have $1 of gold because there's only so much gold, they couldn't print. So you couldn't go into debt. The country couldn't go into debt. But when Nixon took us off the gold standard, the Federal Reserve and our Congress got together and went nuts. They could print all the money they want, print it from air. They didn't care. Taking us off the gold standard opened the door for unrestricted spending and borrowing by our Congress. Once we moved away from that gold standard to a debt currency system, it was over. It was just a matter of time before we transformed from the world's biggest creditor to the world's biggest idiot, debtor. Once the Fed could create dollars out of nothing, it would only take a few years for the government debt to explode and for the dollar to lose 95% of its value. Now, here's the big consequence of getting off that gold standard, taking the Fed off the gold standard, is inflation. Each time the Fed issues new dollars, print new dollars, it increases the money supply. It diminishes the value of the rest of the dollars in your wallet. That means the more dollars that are printed, the less worth they are in your wallet or in your savings account for retirement. As the inflation rises, so does the cost of living rise. That's why you can't retire. Inflation also encourages spending and more debt. It discourages savings or companies to buy new equipment or spend money on information technology or build new plants or buildings. So in the long run, this increase in dollars, printing it from thin air, called currency inflation, wipes out the wealth of what? The middle class. And it wrecks the economy, exactly what Obama wants. He doesn't want a middle class. He wants the very, very wealthy, the guys who support him, and the very, very poor, that they're all going to vote Democrat. You put people, make them poor, they'll vote Democrat every time. The reason for the 300-point drop is not the circuit breaker in China, but more evidence that the growth of poverty in the United States is out of control. And it has to go back to the spending. It has to go back to the taking us off the gold standard. We have a tremendous amount of suffering in this country. It used to be the wealthiest nation on the planet. It's getting worse and worse every year. It's unbelievable. Poverty is reaching an incredible level in this country. The middle class is dying. Because again, once you take people off the gold standard, the Federal Reserve off the gold, they go nuts. Congress will print to no end. So every time they print, the money in your wallet is worth less. You go to the grocery store, you need more units of paper called dollars. You used to get one big bag of grocery with 5 printed bills. Now you need 25 of them. And here's the problem. If they keep doing this and printing, that means inflation rises, so does the price of cost of living. Why do you think retirees now, they're having it so hard? So hard. So until our Congress admits, because they got to admit we have a national debt that's exploding. Until they admit this, until they admit our annual deficits are growing every year, until they admit because of the deficits growing, they're printing more money than borrowing and printing more money than they can pay back. We can't pay our debt without taking on more debt. So what they do is they print debt, and they take on more debt to pay that debt. What are you, nuts? That's called a Ponzi scheme. That's a Ponzi scheme. So to keep the Ponzi scheme going, every time we get in debt, we print more money to print more debt, to get more debt, to cover the debt. You keep that scheme going, you must have to have constant and ever expanding flow of investors. That's what a Ponzi scheme is. Once the flow stops, once that flow stops or slows down, it's over. Ask, what's his name was in jail? Bernie Madoff, he'll tell you. Why do you think the government must continuously raise the official debt ceiling, for God's sakes? So there's the problem. So please stop believing this nonsense you hear from Congress, from the White House, from Rubio, though it's China. And you hear from CBC, oh, it's China, we're down 400 points. It has nothing to do with China. I've seen this before. But when we were a great country, we were a strong country, and China was having its problems, we didn't wake up in the morning down 300 points, down 400 points. It didn't even bother us. We could care less. Which brings me up to St. Jude. We're here every day to raise money for St. Jude, and it's getting harder and harder for St. Jude to meet its commitment of $2 million. I mean, it needs $2 million every day to keep their doors open. So if I can reach out, and let me give you this number, 877-600-GANG, and say to you, look, I have a solution for you. Especially if you're late, you're nearing retiring, you're getting scared, you don't have enough money, I have a solution. You catch up much quicker. Doesn't it make sense if you can make money when the market goes down as well as it goes up? How can you make money when they're charging you 62% in fees? Meaning, when you're done at the end, 62% of the money you set aside, they take 62% away from you. That's nuts. If you don't have time, you don't want to bother with classes or anything else, you join the gang and just buy the index, which is the S&P, the spiders. It's a very tiny fee for the spiders. And it's real simple. When it's green, you sell it or buy it. When it's red, you sell it. And if you get scared of trying to sell something that's going down, then we do the inverse on SH. How many weeks did you hear me for this market started to crash? I told you it was going to happen. I kept saying, join my gang, take the PT2, follow me on the PT2. And I said, you're going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. I said, just try it for a month. And when the market starts going down, you'll see SH going up. And as long as it stays green and keeps going up, then you're going to be making money. You're going to make money for the first time with the market going down. How many times did I say, and you didn't listen? Didn't listen. And by the way, talking about St. Jude, do you know 81 cents of every dollar received goes to treatment, goes to research? That's incredible. So let me help you. Let me get you started. I don't have all the answers, but let me reach out to you. 877-600-GANG. Let's try this together. How about making some money when the market goes down? $49.95. Check it out. We'll be right back after this break. Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery? When it's not. It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
AMBA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters. And if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know what I hate about these guys on TV, these smart guys? They think they're really intelligent. The same guys who never told us to get out of the dot-com before it crashed or the housing com before it crashed. Listen to what this guy says about Apple.
Why you hold Apple is because Apple is in the transition mode. We are now focusing away from smartphone unit growth, and we're focusing on the user base and monetizing the user base.
God, you want to scream listening to this stuff. What are you, nuts? Who cares about focusing away from smartphone unit growth and then focus on unit base and focus on monetizing user base? Who cares about that? It doesn't matter. What counts is you should have been out of the stock when it turned from green to red. You would have a profit of 20%. Instead, following this dope, you're losing money. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. At philsgang.com, we promote core technicals and chart analysis that enables each Phil's Gang member to be the best investor they can be. At philsgang.com, stock investing is defined in detail by the Phil's Gang standards. Working together, we achieve our goals and ultimately provide a truly unique profit-taking experience for our members. This is what philsgang.com does, and no one does it better than the off-the-Wall Street maverick, Phil Grande. For over 15 years, Phil coaches and teaches that stock investing diversity goes beyond fundamentals and stories. We believe that amazing things happen when people invest in themselves by following Phil's format and recommendations. At philsgang.com, we believe in the desire to embrace, build, and deliver on our core values and promises. And for over 15 years, Phil Grande has delivered on that promise. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The politicians can pretend it's something else, but Donald Trump calls it radical Islamic terrorism. That's why he's calling for a temporary shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until we can figure out what's going on. He'll quickly cut the head off ISIS and take their oil. And he'll stop illegal immigration by building a wall on our southern border that Mexico will pay for.
That's Trump's new ad. And you know, maybe Hillary will start figuring it out. And so will Obama, why he's so popular. Because he doesn't give a darn about being politically correct. Look what it cost Benghazi by being politically correct. Or look what happened when we had 3 to 5 miles of oil tankers filled with oil, ISIS shipping oil to exchange it for dollars. All this oil, 3 to 5 mile long, these oil trucks. And Obama would not let those trucks, that caravan, be bombed because he didn't want to kill his brother Muslims who were driving those trucks. When they deliver that oil and they sold that oil, they got the money, and they get ammunition and arms to kill people, to kill our soldiers. And Obama, being politically correct, said, no, we're not going to kill our brother Muslims who are driving those, the ISIS people who are driving those trucks. Isn't that amazing? Same thing with Benghazi. It's going to be great. That movie's coming out this week. It's really going to shed light on Hillary Clinton and show who she really was. Again, she would not put in extra security. It wasn't politically correct. Here's the one that really gets me about her. There is an organization that's very, very vicious that very few people talk about. Boko Haram. And this is one of the most violent terrorist organizations in Nigeria. It slaughters people of northeastern Nigeria. I mean, for years slaughtering them. Now, everybody wanted Boko Haram to go on the terrorist list. Because of being politically correct, she didn't want to put them on the terrorist list, on the United Nations terrorist list. Do you believe this? If you recall who these people are, remember they kidnapped hundreds of little girls, school girls. Remember, bring our girls back? And they forced them to become suicide bombers, these little girls, by intimidating them. They would take a girl and cut off in front of all the other girls, cut her arms and cut her legs off, sending a message to the girls watching that if you don't strap these bombs and go to where we tell you and blow yourself up, kill you, this is what we're going to go find your families, and this is what we're going to do to them. This is how vicious they are. Yet, Hillary Clinton would not put them on the list. This is nuts. By the way, listen to this today. This is General Mike Flynn, one of the best generals we ever had.
The importance of this next national election is huge because whoever is the president of the United States is going to deal with an absolute mess on their hands. And it's going to last for a long time, potentially their entire presidency, so that this next election is huge. When there is a void of U.S. leadership around the world, and I've seen this in many places, but particularly in the Middle East certainly in the last couple of decades, whenever there's a void of U.S. leadership, it will be filled. And it will be filled by dictators, by terrorists, by those threats that we face.
And why? Why do we let that happen? Money. Follow the money. Boeing makes money then. Our industrial complex makes Boeing. Let's take a look at Boeing. BA is the symbol. The military industrial complex makes a bunch of money. That's why we do this. You think we want to stop that? That's why she didn't want to put Boko Haram on the list, the terrorist list. You know, every time our economy gets worse and worse, we'll get closer and closer to war. Don't you think we're getting closer and closer to war right now? That's how it works. You always follow the money. Wall Street, the White House, Congress work together. When things start getting bad in the economy, let's get another war going. And we're very close to World War III. Everybody knows that. So let's look at, so what you've got to do, again, let's take Boeing. Boeing, okay, turned from green, okay, from green, well, let's do it this way here. Let's go backwards. Let's get from red to green. It turned from red, okay, to green at $135 and then went up to $150. So that's 11%. So let's say 10%. Now, so you made 10% on the upside just following this. Now all of a sudden you see the money coming out. Now it turns red. Now it starts turning red. So it turns red from $145 and now it's right now down to $132. So it goes from green to red. And so now you got 9%. So let's just say a 5% return. Let's say a 5% return on the upside. But the key is you've got to start making money on both sides of the transaction. That's how you're going to accumulate money for your retirement. It's that simple. And the most simplest one, really, believe me, if you just want to try it, is you buy an index. You buy the spiders, a group of 500. Your expenses are almost nothing. So easy. You join the gang. We put it on the chart. You get your chart, you lease the chart, and every time it turns green, and is on where it says SH turns green and it goes up, that means the stock market's going down. So you don't even have to be fearful. When we say to you, short the market, it's going down. It's going to go down 500 points. It's going to go down 1,000, 2,000. This market's going to drop 50% from its highs. And you're not going to be in it. You're going to be in your mutual fund where you're not allowed to make money on the way down. And the biggest job of your broker, his real job as a salesman, is to hold your hand and make sure you don't get out of that fund. Because if you get out of that fund, he could lose his job. Because the money manager of that fund, all he cares about is the size of the fund. He gets paid on the size, how big it is, not how much returns he gets. And his salesmen, the brokers, to go golf with you, befriend you, become your buddies. Their job is what they call in this business asset collection. Try to get as much money out of you as possible to put in that fund so they can grow the fund from 1 million to 10 million to 50 million. Because, and the bigger that fund grows, the more fees you pay. Even if you're losing money, your fees go up. There's nothing in there about performance. It's all about the size of the fund. You would think, common sense would tell you it doesn't make sense. But see, nobody even knows what a 401k is. Like nobody even knows the difference between a deficit and a national debt. Well, we're here to educate you. But I can tell you right now, this market opening up every day, going down 400 points, I told you this was going to happen, and you know I told you this. So join now. And when this market drops, and I'll tell you what, it's really going to start dropping big. And you have to be in it before it drops, because once it starts, you won't be able to catch it. When all the hedge funds, they borrow $2 trillion. Once the market starts dropping, and they will meet a margin call. That means they'll get a call and they'll say, look at your stock. You borrowed from us $100,000. Now your stock's there. You're almost down $100,000. You got to send us a check right now, this minute, or you're down half. You got to send me a check. Instead of sending checks, what they do, well, sell my shares. Then you sell. Then all of a sudden the stock goes from $100 down to 80. Then all of a sudden the next guy sells. Then it goes from 80 down to 60. Then all of a sudden it really starts picking up pace. 80 down to 20. Goes down so fast you can't catch it. And that's how this market's going to go. This is going to be the bigger crash of the other two combined. Because we're twice as high as the other two bubbles. And why? How did this bubble get so much higher than the other two? Because of debt. Because we allowed all this 0% financing. And when you let because remember, everyone tells, 0% financing is great. It's going to really help the country. It kills the country. Because when you give zero money out, most of the time people are borrowing money for the wrong reasons. And then companies borrow too much money. Then you got to pay it back. So the best thing to do, again, if you want to get ready for your retirement, at the same time helping out St. Jude, join my gang right now, 877-600-GANG. And the best thing, if you're busy, we'll show you how to use the index, the S&P index. Join my gang right now, 877-600-GANG. Steve and Denise are there for your call.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make my dreams.
Do you think gold is money?